Your morning news now. New COVID-19 infections in the U.S. have more than tripled in a month. This comes as health authorities battle misinformation about vaccines and the more contagious Delta variant spreads nationwide. In a televised town hall in Cincinnati, President Biden expressed frustration over vaccine hesitancy. Biden says the country has a, quote, pandemic for those who haven't gotten the vaccination, unquote. Coronavirus is also one of the contributing factors in the lower average life expectancy for the U.S. The number has dropped by a year and a half in some areas, marking the steepest life expectancy decline since World War II. For Hispanic and Black populations, it's down by as much as 3 years. The coronavirus isn't the only factor, however. Also cited are deaths from accidents and unintentional injuries, including drug overdoses, homicide, diabetes, and chronic liver disease. The 2020 Summer Olympics are almost here after being delayed by a full year due to the pandemic. Host city Tokyo is ready for the games to begin. The official opening ceremony is tomorrow. You can watch live early in the morning at 6 a.m. or a primetime re-air of the ceremony at 6:30 p.m. Tomorrow's coverage will include the opening ceremony along with performances, pageantry, and the Parade of Nations. The Tamarack Fire, one of the largest fires burning out west, has crossed state lines. It was started by lightning south of Lake Tahoe in California and is now burning into Nevada. New evacuations have been ordered as the fire's reach spreads over 68 square miles. The National Interagency Fire Center says it's monitoring nearly 80 wildfires in 13 states. Altogether, these wildfires have burned more than 1 million acres.
And if you're getting ready for your morning commute, you may run into an isolated shower or two. Otherwise, expect mostly cloudy weather conditions throughout the morning and also into your afternoon. Chances of storms also possible, but very light though, 60s and 70s current temperatures.
The La Crosse School District is making changes to its mask guidelines. Starting on Monday, masks will be required on all school buses because of a federal mandate, but they will be optional indoors for students in grades 8 through 12. School officials are encouraging any student who is not vaccinated to wear a mask in class. For grades 7 and below, mask wearing will be determined using a 7-day case rate. Those students will be required to wear a mask indoors if the average case rate is greater than 2 per day per 100,000 people.
Every victim in every state matters, and I'm so very grateful that we are on to our next state, the state of Wisconsin.
Victims of sexual assault and kidnapping could ask for a lifetime restraining order under a new bill in Wisconsin. The proposal, called Kaylee's Law, is part of a nationwide effort to provide permanent protections to victims. Under current Wisconsin law, a restraining order only lasts for a limited number of years. Kaylee's Law would allow victims of sexual abuse to ask a judge for a lifetime order. We have new information about the planned closure of the Mikan Sports Facility in Caledonia. An assistant to Caledonia's city administrator tells News 8 Now that the facility will close in the next 18 to 24 months, with manufacturing moving to China. 2 Minnesota lawmakers wrote a letter to the company asking them to reconsider. Meanwhile, the company did not respond to News 8 Now's request for comment. Starting tomorrow, Spring Grove, Minnesota will be full of film fans this weekend for the Spring Grove Film Festival. Special guests for this year's event include Daniel Baldwin and Ed Asner. The fest starts tomorrow afternoon at 1 and runs through the weekend. You can find ticket information and the schedule for the film festival at sacrednoisesociety.org.
And we are expecting our temperatures to warm right back up into the 90s starting tomorrow. Hazy conditions also possible. Next best chance of thunderstorms on Saturday. Next week looks pretty warm too, with highs in the 90s.
That does it for this first hour, but we have much more to come in our next hour. We hope you stick around. It is 5:54. We'll see you back here in a few minutes.